To be a mainstream player in the Australian car industry, it's pretty obvious that you need a great small car offering. Toyota has the Corolla, Mazda has the 3, and Hyundai has the i30. The Kia Cerato, well, it's not quite there until now. The updated model behind me bundles in new equipment, new safety technology, and an updated engine. Kia hopes to break into the top 5 with this new model. Will it be good enough? Let's find out. The Cerato hasn't exactly been a household name within Australia's most popular new vehicle segment, but Kia now has its sights set on mixing it with the top 5 contenders. As before, the Cerato range is available in sedan and hatch variants, starting at $19,990 drive away. It's paired with either a 6-speed manual or 6-speed automatic transmission. That price includes a 5-star safety rating, 7-year warranty, and modern touches such as front and rear parking sensors, air conditioning, Bluetooth phone and audio streaming, and a trip computer. As for under the skin, changes to the engine, the suspension and the steering have helped make the Cerato more mature than ever before. And not only is the Cerato more sporty than before, but it's also more compliant. There's been a few changes to the dampers, so it's a little bit more controlled on rough roads, and the noise and vibration levels are better suppressed from the cabin as well. One of the biggest improvements is found in the Cerato's engine bay. The new 2-litre engine makes its key power and torque outputs much lower in the rev range, while using less fuel than the 1.8 litre it replaces. One of the real criticisms of the old car was that 1.8 litre 4-cylinder engine. Now that's actually been scratched altogether. Kia's just kept the sole 2 litre 4-cylinder petrol. It's much more refined. You will find it gets a little bit thrashy when you get up towards the revs, and it can become a little breathless. But when you consider the main sort of task for this car, it really does a good job in daily driving, but it can hold its own in the sporty stuff as well. The other small criticism of the Cerato is probably the steering. It is linear and accurate, but in terms of weighting, it can feel a little bit dead as you apply lock. And I guess that's the thing that sort of separates this car and something more agile like the Ford Focus or Volkswagen Golf. It's almost there, but not quite. And I think that's, if you're after a sportier offering, they're the two that still stand out. But in saying that, this car is more compliant, it is more agile on its feet, and it's more refined than before through the corners. Just not quite at the peak of its class. Kia has also splashed out on new trims across all 4 model variants. As part of the changes, the centre dash has also been upgraded, the caveat being that base model variants don't get the full fruit infotainment system, including a reversing camera and sat-nav, unless you tick the $500 optional package. Even then, it's only available on automatic models. The rest of the cabin across both sedan and hatch variants offers up adequate space front and rear and a sizable boot, particularly if you go for the sedan. It all amounts to a livable and comfortable, though not totally perfect, small car. Forward vision is compromised by a thick A-pillar, and the steering tends to wander at highway speeds. Now as for ride compliance, it really depends on the sort of model that you go for. So on the base S model with the 16-inch wheels, the ride is really controlled, but you find as you sort of step up into the model grades and go for bigger wheels, you're going to get a little bit more bump energy coming through the cabin, just courtesy of the fact that there's less rubber between you and the road. By the same token, there are Nexen tyres used across all variants of the Cerato range. Now they're really good to a point, and they do help the car stay controlled, but they can get a little washy when you push things a little bit hard. As has always been the case, the most redeeming feature of the Cerato is its price and the added peace of mind of a 7-year warranty. The latest changes certainly help strengthen Kia's small car offering. The big test is now whether it can compete on the same playing field as its rivals.